So guys, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be reacting I Can't Feel Fear by Woa Storytime, whatever. Anyways, I'm going to start the video. Make sure to drop a like if you want to see more animations like this. So yeah.
I am unable to feel fear. Hi, I'm Georgia, the mother of a 5-year-old kid. You guys may not believe me, but I have a strange disorder, which makes me unable to experience fear. For my whole life, I was totally okay without noticing my disease, and I could proudly say that I was the healthiest person in my family. However, it was until that accident of my child that I realized that I did have some serious problems. 2
Her child was an accident.
years ago, on a perfectly sunny day, I and my son went out to buy some stuff to prepare for our spontaneous picnic trip later that day. When we were going back home, I suddenly bumped into my old friend. It was so long since the last time we met, so I told my son to play around and wait for me. We were so engrossed in our catch-up that I didn't even notice that my son was trying to go across the road. Then, the deafening sound of a car braking suddenly pulled me back to reality. My son just got crashed. Everyone, including my friend, was in a complete panic. They tried to call the ambulance and make sure that my son was still conscious. However, to my surprise, I just felt nothing. Completely nothing. I was totally fine and ridiculously relaxed. What had happened to me?
That's a problem, don't you think?
It's my son. I was supposed to be the most anxious person, not those strangers. Those people started to look at me skeptically, wondering why I stood still, looking at my son and doing nothing. Some even started to criticize me for being so indifferent. That was when I realized that I needed to do something. When we arrived at the hospital, while the doctors were checking up on my son, I finally had the chance to reflect on what had just happened. Initially, I thought that maybe I was so shocked that I felt empty and couldn't do anything. But after a while thinking real hard, I didn't think that was the reason. A month later, after my son totally recovered from the accident,
Thank God he's not dead, lads. I'd be so sad if he was.
I went to the hospital to have a checkup. I told the doctor about the accident and what I felt back then. After several examinations and experimentation, the doctor finally told me that there was some strange problems with the limbic system, an area in the brain that is heavily implicated in emotions. However, she told me that I was lucky as only a small part of the system malfunctioned. That's why I couldn't feel fear. Otherwise, I could be emotionless. Nevertheless, there was no cure for that disease yet. So my only option was to putting up with it. To be honest, it was not really challenging to accept and live with it. Looking on the bright side, I could enjoy skydiving, bungee jumping, and any other extreme sports without being afraid.
Lucky.
And I could even be praised for being really brave. It's pretty cool, right? On the other hand, the true problem is people around me. Of course, my husband, my family, and friends do sympathize with me and never blame me for being like this.
That's good.
However, other acquaintances or strangers are a huge problem. As I told you earlier about my son's accident, people just misunderstood me and criticized me bitterly. It really hurts me. And I almost forgot this. I once tried to convince some of my colleagues that this disease does exist, and I am a telling example. But they just laughed at me and told me that I was making an excuse for my indifference. I just couldn't blame them because if I were them, I could not believe myself either. It is true that the disease sounds so surreal, but day by day, I'm still learning to ignore it and enjoy my life to the fullest. So from my story, I hope you guys can learn to see things from different angles and try not to blame any person without knowing clearly what he or she is going through.
Well, this is a fast one, guys. Wasn't that long. Thank God, because I have to have my dinner in a bit anyways. So guys, hope you guys liked this video, and make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more. See you guys in the next one. Bye!